Hey everyone, today I'm going to be making a Magcon experience, which I never thought I'd be able to do. I've been trying to get them here for so long, and just to think that I met my idols is amazing. But I've made this video 3 times, so sorry if I seem like tired or cranky or anything. I'm so happy that I got to meet them and everything, but like I got interrupted because one, I got a FaceTime call, and then I messed up and forgot stuff. So the day that we went, we were so happy. We woke up at 6, and then they started letting people get in line at 10. So we were driving there, and our tire popped, and that was really bad. We had to turn around and wait like 2 hours for the tire to get fixed, but it was all worth it, and we got to the hotel, which the same one they were staying at, and that was the same place that the event was being held at. So I ran to the bathroom and put my dress on, let my hair down, and then just kind of like sprayed perfume all over me and like put deodorant on, like all that basic stuff. So then after that I got in line, and because this is like, it was the type of hotel that you could like look up and you'd see all the different levels. So whenever they came out, you'd be able to like scream at them, basically, like, oh my gosh, Carter, Hayes, like, so yeah. So we're just waiting in line for a really long time, and there was a lot of people, loud, obnoxious, and everything. And I'm not gonna lie, I was probably obnoxious and loud too, but yeah. So I was waiting in line, and I see Hayes on the first floor. So I was like, Hayes, and like he didn't know it was me, but he turned around. And so he kept walking, and then I had a little foam football for him, a squishy one, and so I threw it up, and he actually caught it, and he still has it, I think, so that's good. And he held it up, and he was like laughing, so he has that. Then after I'm done freaking out about that, Bart's behind me, and I hear him, and I'm like, that's Bart? So I was like, can I get a picture? He's like, yeah, definitely, but I'm kind of in a hurry because I'm going to a meeting. So it's like, okay, yeah, sure. So I just take a picture with him. I'm like, wait, sorry, one more thing. Do you think you can give this to Hayes for me for Skyland? Because I got her like a lot of presents. Skyland's his little sister, so I just wanted her to have that. So he's like, yeah, sure. So he just took it, and I thought he wasn't going to give it to him. I thought he was going to forget, but he didn't. I saw him hand it to him on the first floor. So then after that, I had my friend save my spot in line, and I rode the elevator up to the 11th floor where they were staying at, and it was about my like 50th time riding up there, because like all the times like nothing would be happening, and like the security guard would just be like, okay, nope, sorry, like go down. No one else was allowed on that floor except for like the Magcon family and like, you know, like special guests and everything and their parents. So that was kind of like disappointing. But this one time, I'll explain to you what it was like when the elevator's doors open. So there's this one elevator side where the elevator doors open, and then there's another, and then in the middle of that there's a table, and then there's a couch, and then there's 2 chairs right here. So it opens, and I don't see anyone like blocking me, like what I'm like, am I on the right floor? So I look, and then there's a security guard, this one like girl, she's just like holding all these people back, and so it's like, here's my chance. Like I just see Hayes like taking selfies with everyone, and then like the security guard's like, no, you can't. So I think it was Aaron and Hayes, and then I was like, Hayes, can you smile? And he's like, so it was really cute. I was crying, and he told me to not cry because he loved me, and I was like, this is amazing, like, yeah. So yeah, I took a picture. It's kind of blurry, but he's just adorable. And there it is. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe that happened. But okay. So VIP got let in at 3 o'clock, whereas Priority and General were let in at 4. So we were let in early because that was our mingle time with them, and that's basically where there's no gates in front of you, there's no security guards, and you kind of just got to mingle with them in the crowd. So they came out, and there was this little cage thing where you'd have to wait to see them come out, and you can give them high fives and stuff. So I was like waiting right there, and I had a perfect spot. So Colby, before he let any of the boys out, he's like, I'm going to let the boys out, but please be careful, because one, Cameron's in a wheelchair because he sliced his foot on a tin can. Hayes was pushing him around, by the way. And he just didn't want anyone to get hurt in general, so like we were being careful and everything. And the first person to come out, well, let's back it up. So before they let anyone out, I was kind of just talking to Mr. Greer, Nash and Hayes' father, and Will and Skyland. So I got a lot of pictures with him. We were just talking. He's really nice. He's like a really nice guy, and I just am really happy I met him. There he is, and I got a few pictures with him and everything. But and then while I was waiting in line, I also got to meet Mr. Espinosa, Matthew's dad, and if I could find that picture, here it is. So I kind of just got to meet him, which was really exciting because he's really nice. He has an accent, so like every time he would like say something, he'd be like, "Does that make sense?" And I'd be like, "Yes, it does." So when Cameron came out, I held him out my hand and I was like, "I love you so much," and I was crying, and he literally grabbed my hand and he held it so tight and he was just rubbing it, and he held it for like basically a minute. And I do have a picture just in case you guys like don't believe me, because a lot of people didn't. So I took a picture, and this is like, I can't even tell you how much this meant to me. But there it is, and it's just, I am so happy. But yeah, and Hayes was wheeling him around, and I got a picture of them both like whispering in each other's ears, and it was like kind of really, it was really cute. So let's see, I got a picture with Hayes and Mahogany. Mahogany kind of photobombed me and Hayes, which I'm fine with, but she photobombed me and Hayes, which is really cool. So there's all of us, and he was wearing a cheese hat, which a fan got him, and everything. And then I also got a picture with the photographer Amber, which she follows me on Twitter, and I'm really happy that she did that. And we DM sometimes, but I just, when I met her, I'm like, "Amber," and she's like, "Yeah," and I was like, "I'm the one who I was like, "I'm the one who always DMs you," and she's like, "Oh, hi, nice to meet you." So I got a picture with her. She's absolutely beautiful, and she takes amazing pictures. I got to meet Jacob Whitesides, which I was really excited to meet. He smells so good, and he gives the best hugs. He's so sweet and kind, and I can't even. But I was like, "Can you take a picture with me?" And he's like, "Of course." And so he like leaned in, and it was really cute. But there it is, and oh my gosh. Jack Linsky, I actually was so close to not getting a picture with him for the Mingle Time thing. The security guards were like pushing him back, and like Mingle Time's over, and I was like, "Can I just get one picture?" And he's like, "Just hold on." And so he's like that, and he's like, I was like, "Thanks so much," and he's like, "No problem at all." He's like, "See you later, beautiful." And I was like, "I love you." But no, this is like my favorite picture because I don't know, it's just really cute. So let's see. When Taylor first came out, he was just kind of giving everyone high fives, and I got him. It's kind of blurry, but that was him. And then, let's see if it's from that day. Okay, here's a Mingle Time picture with Jacob Whitesides. He's the sweetest. I look absolutely terrible in this, but you know, like it's still Jacob Whitesides, and it meant a lot to me. So, yeah, that was us, and I miss them like a lot. But so I got to meet Carter's mom a few times, but I didn't get a picture. I did the second day, later that day. I'll tell you more. But basically, this is what happened. After Mingle Time, they all went back in. Wait, I got a picture with Carter too for Mingle Time. I was like, "Carter, can I get a picture?" And he's like, "Yeah." And then I just kind of hugged him, and I was like, "I love you," and I was crying. He's like, "I love you," and I was like, "Oh gosh, like, you don't know how much that meant to me, do you?" It's not on here, but it's on my phone. Let me tell you a little story about my phone. It's in a vent right now, so I'm going to try to get that back, but I feel like I posted it, but I can't find it. I can't find it at the moment. Okay, well, I look terrible in it anyways, so. But I got a picture with Carter and everything, and that was really nice. So after the Mingle Time, they kind of just performed, Mahogany kind of just like played really nice songs, and they basically what they did, whatever number you had on your wristband, it would be like 1,875 or something, and they'd call you by groups and everything. And I was about like the 5th or 6th group, and I remember just like kind of watching everything, and it was amazing. I was like, I'm literally gonna meet my heroes. And so merchandise was on sale, and I didn't want it to sell out, so like they were on break time anyway, so I was like, okay, I'm going to go. And it was like right outside the ballroom, so I waited in line, which was also a pretty big line, but it was all worth it. I got a Taylor Kniff shirt, a Matthew Espinosa shirt, a Nash Greer shirt, Hayes Greer shirt, and then, yeah, so that's what I got. I'm planning to get more off the website, and I got that, and I literally hear, like, "Okay, guys, we're back." So I'm like, oh my gosh, can you hurry? Like, I felt really bad, but then, like, I ran back, and it wasn't even my group, but just to be sure. So, and then they finally called my group, and I was crying, like, I was crying the whole day, and I was just like, this is finally happening. And I went in line, and I wasn't even nervous, like, I was just like ready, like, I was like, this is the moment I've been waiting for so long. And the guy like handed us all our shirts, the Magcon tour blue shirt, and that could like get signed. And the first people there were to meet was Jacob, Aaron, and Hayes. And I couldn't even tell you how excited I was to meet all of them. I first hugged Jacob. I ran up to him and I just like hugged him, and he's like, "What's up?" And I was like, "Nothing, I love you so much." He's like, "Oh, I love you too." And I got a picture which is right here somewhere. Here it is. I kind of just put my arm around him and he put his arm around me, and I love this. And so yeah, I love that picture. And then the next person I met in there was Aaron Carpenter, which I'm pretty like embarrassed to show you me like in the picture, but him like all right, well there I am and there he is. So I should probably just crop me out and stuff. but his hugs were, well, let me tell you about Jacob. Like, he hugged you so tight, and like he rubbed my back, and then yeah, so he just hugged me and like he told me he loved me, and I was like, I love you too. And the next person is Aaron, and Aaron kind of just like, yeah, he like wrapped both arms around you, and he was really kind and sweet, and he like, I was crying, and he's like, "Thanks so much for coming, I appreciate it." I was like, "No problem." He's like, "Don't cry, I love you." And I was like, love you too. And then the next one is Hayes, and oh, I love this picture. Not so much of me, but of him. And yeah, so he is just adorable, and I got to meet him, and I'm so happy. And his hugs were kind of like short, but felt like a lifetime. Okay, and then after that was Nash and Taylor. And Nash is my idol, like literally, I love him so much. Like, it's not just because of his looks, it's like because he makes me laugh and smile and makes me happy when I need it the most. And I got up there in the line and I put my shirt down for them to sign, and I was like crying and sobbing, and then every time I was crying I'd look down, and then I looked up and I saw like Taylor staring at me, so I was like this, and then I looked up, and then Taylor like was looking, and then he like looked away every time I looked, and then he was just like eating gummy bears, and it was really funny. But yeah, I caught him staring while I was crying, and I was like, oh gosh. And he like grinned a few times, and then when I got to Nash, I ran up to him, and I just put my arms around him and everything, and I hugged him for like a good 30 seconds, and he had his arms around me, but then, yeah, he has his arms around me, but then Taylor was like, "Yo, Nash," and then like, he's like, "What?" So it kind of looks weird, this picture, but I still love it. And so I hugged him, and then I hugged Taylor, which the picture is right here, and he was standing on a peggy board, so it kind of just looks like he was like that, but it was amazing. And I was crying, and they're like, "It's okay, don't cry." And then the group picture I got with them, I love so much. Like, Taylor had his arm up like this, and it was amazing, and Nash was just kind of like sitting there like that, and I loved it. So that was that. And then the next people after that were Carter and Matthew, and Carter is so like funny. I was talking to his mom while I was waiting in line to meet him, and he was just like kind of looking at me like, "That's so nice of you to talk to my mom," like, and everything. So I was like, yeah. And then I was talking to her. I was like, are you having fun? She's like, "Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun." And I was like, "That's really good. You should come like on Magcon more often. Like, there's so many people who like you." And Carter just started smiling, and I was like, "Can I get a picture?" She's like, "Yeah, of course." And this is the picture that I took with her. Where is it? Here it is. She is adorable. And after that, I went up to, okay, Matthew's really tall, and I didn't think that he was going to be that tall, but he was like so sexy, okay? Like, damn. Here's the group picture I got with Carter and Matthew. And Carter's hugs were like short, and then Matthew's hugs were like amazing. But so was Carter's, like, it's just hard to explain. And then I like hugged Matthew for a really long time, and I was like, "Matthew, can I kiss your cheek?" He's like, "Yeah, sure." So he went like this, and then I took the picture, and he put his arms down, and here it is. And I love it. And then after that, I was like crying because I had to leave, and they're like, "Don't worry, I love you, and I'm so happy I got to meet you." And I was like, "Thanks, I love you." And after that was Jack and Jack. It was awkward because I ran up to Jack. I like mixed both of their last names. I ran up to Jack Alinsky, and I was like, I threw my arms out, and then Jack Johnson was like trying to hug me. Like he thought I was running up to him, and then I don't know, it felt really awkward. Like I just like kind of shunned Jack Johnson. I was like, no, I love you too. So I ran up to Jack, hugged him, and then I was like, hey, and then he's like, hi, and then I just hugged him. And when I wanted the picture, I was like, okay, you ready? And they're like, yeah. So my cardigan, I was wearing a cardigan, and it kind of like fell off one shoulder. It wasn't like bad or inappropriate or anything, but like I don't know, it felt like weird. So I was trying to fix it, and then Jack G like kind of pulled it up for me, and I was like, oh yes, slay. But here it is, and yeah, it was amazing. And so after that, I asked for an individual with them, and they're like, yeah, of course. So for Jack Johnson, I was like, can I have an individual with you? He's like, yeah. So I just put my arm around him, and yeah, it's perfect. Like, I'm not perfect, but like in this picture, like he is, so it kind of like fixes everything. And then this, like, it looks like I'm hiding from Jack G. I realized how stupid I looked. Like, I was literally behind him, like, and then he was like kind of like, okay, come here. Like, I looked so stupid in this, but yeah. So that happened, and then the next line. Well, there wasn't. Yeah, there was. Okay, the next person was Cameron, and he was sitting in his chair because, like I said, his foot is hurt, and I literally started crying again, and he's like, what's wrong? And I was like, you're my life. Like, I don't know what I'd do without you. And he's like, come here, and he like hugged me, and he like, like he rocked me back and forth, and he's like this, like, and he closed it. He's so into it. Like, he had his eyes closed. He wrapped his arms around me, and he was rocking me back and forth. He's like, don't cry. And I was like, I love you. I got a picture. It's kind of blurry, though. But that's when I, like, first walked up to him. So, I just miss them so much. I'm literally gonna start crying. I just still can't believe this happened. And he, like, literally had his arms around me, and it was amazing. I did not want to leave. So then, you could tell I was crying in this, but, it was amazing. Oh my gosh, and I can't even, like, tell you how much that meant to me. And, yeah. So, after that, I kind of left the line. Like, I left because that was it, and I was, like, crying so hard, like, I was sobbing. And while I was in, like, the crowd, just, like, to watch, I saw a famous YouTuber. Her name is, like, Smile Buddies XOXO or something. I don't know. She's really pretty and stuff, and so I got a picture with her. She's nice, yeah. And, so then after that, after like the whole event thing, I kind of just stayed up all night. We met some really amazing friends and everything. We went up to their hotel room, which they were on the 10th, and we just kind of like spent the night with them. So, but this kind of was like I was upset at the time, but now I'm like over it. So what happened was I rode the elevator up to the 11th floor again, and there's no security guards, like nothing, and there's like all these girls like sitting on the couch. At first I thought they were fans, but I realized they looked really, like, older than them, and Hayes was, Carter was sitting on a little chair with, like, he was biting his shirt, like, his, like, t-shirt was, like, up to his mouth, and he was, like, biting it so you could see his abs, so I was like, okay, advantage. But, and then Hayes was, like, leaning over them, and they were just kind of looking on their phone, watching vines. They're like, dude, that's sick. So, like, the doors open, and literally I was, like, because I was the only one in the elevator, and, like, they were kind of chill, so, like, I walked up to them, and I'm like, am I allowed to be on this floor? And then Carter goes, he's like, do you have a room on this floor? And I'm like, no. And then I just kind of, like, started walking towards him, and then he's like, oh. So, like, I feel like he thought I was, like, a crazy fan, and I was gonna, like, attack him. But, yeah, the girls were really mean. Like, I don't know if they were his friends or anything, but they just were really stuck up and mean. I'm gonna be honest. I'm pretty sure that they were his friends and stuff, but they were really rude. Like, I was like, you're really pretty. She's like, thanks and stuff. I was like, how do you know them? And then she's like, she didn't even answer me. So, like, I kind of just, like, I was like, okay, it's obvious you guys don't want me here. So, like, I realized Carter and Hayes had a long day, so I wasn't mad about that. and then I just kind of pressed the elevator button, and it took a long time. It was like 5 minutes. I was just walking around trying to hold in my emotions because I literally wanted to like burst out screaming and crying. Like, not because like, oh my gosh, like I don't have to hang out with them. No, it was because like I literally, like, my life is right in front of me and I can't do anything. But Hayes didn't really talk that much. He was like kind of shy and stuff. So I just like went down and I was like, bye everyone, and then they're like, bye, see you. And yeah, I know they didn't mean to like do it in a like mean way or anything. But so I rode back down and I told everyone what happened, and I was just like crying and everything. And I stayed up the whole night just like watching and waiting for them, and a few times I just walked up the stairs to the 11th floor and I pried open the door and I saw them, like Taylor and Cameron, and literally I was like, Cameron, I hope your foot gets better. And he looked at me, he looked up, he's like, thanks, and like he smiled, and it was just like so bright, and like yeah, so that happened. And like Jacob, I was like, can you take a picture of me? He's like, I can't right now. I was like, can you just touch my hand? He's like, yeah, I'll touch your hand, and he held it, and I was like reincarnated. But yeah, so, and then Taylor was like a floor above me, and I had his present, so I was like, Taylor, I have your present. He's like, a present? I was like, yeah. So he's like, throw it. So I threw it, and it didn't make it. Like, it almost fell out to the lobby, but I put my hand out and I caught it. He's like, bro, did you see that? That's a save. And he like told it to everyone. He's like, did you see it? She saved that. Like, he screamed it, and I was like, what? So and I threw it again, and he caught it. He's like, thanks so much, love. And I was like, no problem. And I walked away. And then there was Cameron. I'm like, hey, Cameron, hit that nay-nay. And he's just like, in his little, like, motorized little car. So I was, like, really happy. And then I started whopping. I had my music on and everything. I was like, let me see what, you know. And then Nash saw me, and he's like, get it, girl. And then he started, like, whopping like this. And I was like, oh, it was so cool. I said really stupid things to him. Like, here's an example. I saw Jacob Whitesides, and I was like, you're the shampoo to my conditioner. And he's like, what did this girl just tell me? So that happened. And I saw Aaron Carpenter with a tie-dye shirt on. I was like, you're the tie to my dye. And he like, Jack Johnson also had a water gun. He sprayed me. I was like, yes. And then like he did it again. He started laughing. He's like, bang, bang. And he walked away. But yeah, so that happened, and the next day I didn't get to meet them, but I still got to go into the event room. General admission I don't really recommend, but if it's like all that, like everything's also sold out, I really recommend it because it's better than nothing. So basically what you do is you walk in and you basically just get to watch everyone meet them, and you do get a chance to meet the boys, but it's very like unlikely because there's so many people there. If you get picked on stage, then you get to meet them, but it doesn't always happen. But I forgot to mention, Matthew did sign my hand. They signed my phone, but it came off like 2 seconds after. But I also forgot to say this one thing. When I was meeting Jack Lewinsky, I saw my friend in the crowd, so I was like, give me your phone. I'm going to have him sign it for you. He's like, thanks. So I did it, and then when I came back, literally, I opened my eyes. All these girls' phones like are like, can you do it for me? And I didn't want to be mean, so I was like, sure. I go with like this whole stack of phones, and I put it on Jack Lewinsky's table. I'm like, I'm sorry, and he's like, it's fine, I don't care. So he just signs all of them, and I hand them back. And yeah, and they're like, can you please sign my phone? I'm like, they're like, can you please sign my phone? I'm like, I can't anymore, I'm sorry. And then they're like, you're amazing, I love you. And I was like, love you too. So first Sunday General, you kind of just watched everyone, and I was just basically on the end of the cage thing, waiting for like the end of the event, and it happened. And then Jacob, because I was crying, like I haven't cried so hard in my life, like I couldn't breathe, and I was just like crying so hard because like I had to leave and stuff. And then before I know it, like Aaron Carpenter comes up to me and he's like, what's wrong? And I was like, nothing, I love you. And he's like, I love you too. And he kind of just like held me, and it was amazing. And then Jacob Whitesides, All That Matters was on, and he sang a part to me. He's like, that's how I feel when you're not by my side, when I wake up in the morning in front of you and only you. Literally, you looked into my eyes, and then I held out my hand like this. He like grabbed me, and he pulled me towards him, and he just like wrapped his arms around me. And like when he pulled me towards him, I was like over the barricade. I was like, okay. But yeah, so that was amazing. And then Taylor came over, and literally I was like, Taylor, I love you. He's like, I love you too. And so I put my like head on his arm and everything, and I didn't want to let go, but I had to. But like the security guards were really mean. They're like, you need to get out, all right? You need to get out, like. And I was literally like sobbing. It looked like I did have a breakdown, like just knowing that like that was it and you're never gonna see them again, like really hurts. Like although they may like forget you, you don't forget them, and you'll remember it like 10 years later. And it was really hard for me leaving. I'm gonna cry. It was amazing though, and yeah, so okay. And I forgot to say before it was Saturday night, and Nash literally like dropped his water bottle. He didn't mean to, but like I remember I thought it was a phone. I was like, so like I'm like watching this little thing, and it's like, so I'm like saying that phone is done with, but it was just a water bottle. Yeah, but then the next morning, like, they just came out shirtless, so it's like, holla at you. But no, Cameron was shirtless, Nash was shirtless, and they were just walking around their boxers, so I was like, hi. But anyways, let's see if I forgot anything. I'm forgetting so much, like, literally. And then, let's see, so then, oh yeah, so on Sunday, actually Matthew got mobbed in the exercising room. I wasn't there, but I feel really bad for him because he got no privacy. All these girls just ran in while he was trying to work out. I would have respected him and just like walked out and be like, okay, I understand. Even though I would want to like run up to him and like just kiss him. I would be, yeah, I went to the exercising room earlier and I saw Mr. Greer, and he was kind of just like working out, and I was like, wow, like that's Nash Greer's father, like right in front of my face. So like I was kind of just talking to him, and like he was really funny and nice. And so then after that was it. And then on Sunday I took a break from the event room because it was just like watching them. So like I took a break and I saw my mom and my sister like walking down to the pool. So I was like, okay, I'll come and watch you guys swim for a bit. So I went down, and then literally like I looked to my side, and there's Mr. and Mrs. Kniff, and they're so nice. Like, I didn't know it was them at first, like, but they had an all-access pass, so I was like, wait. And then I saw that his mom was wearing a Taylor Kniff shirt. I'm like, are you Taylor Kniff's parents? And they're like, yeah. And at that time, I was, like, crying before I knew it was them. And then Taylor Kniff's dad, he's like, thank you so much for coming and supporting. We really appreciate it. And I was crying. I was like, no problem. And, like, I was, like, sobbing. And he's like, come here. And he, like, puts his arm around me. And I just closed my eyes, and I just, like, I needed a hug. I really did. And Taylor Kniff's mom, we were going to go swimming with them because, well, like, we were both going. So, like, all right, let's go swimming. And we asked them, and it was, like, getting cleaned or something. And then Taylor Kniff's mom's like, are you serious? And my mom and her were, like, ranting. It was so funny. But they were, like, actually really cool. Like, I remember his dad, like, he just had, like, shorts on and then, like, a gray shirt. And he had, like, Jordans on, like, swag. But he was really nice. And then his mom was so tiny. She was so cute. She had, like, skull pajamas on, and she was so, like, amazing. And yeah, so I was in shock by then. And yeah, so let's see if I forgot anything. I got to meet Nick Swenson, so there he is. I got oh yeah, I got stuck in the elevator with Jacob Whiteside's mom, and we were literally just like talking, like, and I was like, are you proud of Jacob? And she's like, absolutely, I'm proud of him. Like, and I was like, that's so sweet. And I started crying, and she's like, don't cry. And I was like, do you want to see the picture I took with him? She's like, absolutely. So I showed her, and she's like, you look really pretty in that dress. And I'm sure he thought the same thing. And I was like, that's amazing. And I got a picture with her. She's the nicest person, like, ever. And like every time I saw her after the elevator incident, like, I'd be like, hi, Mrs. Whiteside. She'd be like, hi, baby. And I'd be like, ah. And then on Saturday night, after I got to meet them, I kind of just, like I said, was on the stairs and everything. And Mahogany, I saw her, I'm like, hey, can I get a picture? Like, because I didn't want the security guard to know that I was there. She's like, yeah, sure. So she, like, went like that. And she's beautiful. She's absolutely beautiful. And I got to meet Mahogany's mom. And she's really, like, sassy. So, like, I really like her. No, like, she's not sassy. It's just, like, she's really funny. And, yeah, so, I can't believe that happened to me. It was amazing. And Jack and Jack performed Flights and Distance. And it was amazing. And I think that was their first time performing. And they were really nervous, so the boys came on stage with them, which was really awesome. But I'm really sad it's over. But I think I'm just gonna go with the motto, like, don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened. But yeah, they've helped me through a lot, and if it weren't for them, I wouldn't be here right now. I'm probably missing out so many things, but this video is at like 30 minutes already, so I'm gonna go. If you guys want anything specific on like a specific person, I can go more into detail, but thank you guys so much for watching. It means a lot that I got to meet them. So if Magcon is coming to your location, I really recommend it. And please, like, take every moment that you have there, like it's like your last moment you're ever going to experience, because literally once that moment's over, you're never going to be able to get it back. That's, like, live that experience. It's your only shot. Like, you got to do it. So, like, I really recommend VIP or priority. So thank you guys so much for watching. And yeah, so if you want to know like what Magcon is and why they mean so much to me, just comment down below. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. I'm gonna stop talking now, and I'm sorry if this video was all over the place, like, because I was like, okay, this happened, and I went back, so it was just really confusing. But I'm so sorry, but I gotta go now. So see you guys, and I really recommend this. Bye.